video, we are going to see the concept of trade agreement in journals in Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation. So this is going to be a quick video, a basic video on how to create a purchase trade agreement, and we will be covering how to create a purchase trade agreement for a specific item and how the price will reflect in your purchase orders automatically based on the trade agreement journals, and how we can view and track the trade agreements which are tagged to the specific purchase order lines. So that's what we are going to look in this video. Fine. If you are watching my video for the first time, my name is Sriram Sivashankaran and I have been posting videos, articles, documents related to Dynamics 365 F&O. If you want to get regular updates, please do follow my profile. Okay. So let's quickly get into this. First of all, we are going to talk about what are the general journal setups which are required. So in order to do the setup, navigate to procurement and sourcing module and then click on setup and then go to price and discounts. So first we need to create a trade agreement journal name. So trade agreement journal names are first created. So we'll give the name as PUR purchase price for I have selected a vendor Skybag. So I just want to create for this specific vendor. So I'm giving the name accordingly for ease of identification. And most importantly, you need to select the relationship as purchase price. So if you look within the brackets, it has been given purge, and purge. So these are related to purchase order, which are primarily for the vendors, and these are sales, and these are basically the trade agreement journals for your sales process. So right now we are going to do a simple trade agreement journal for purchase price, and also we have done an article related to line discount, multi-line discount, total discount in my LinkedIn page. So if you want, please do check out the same. I'll also share that link in the description of this video. Okay, so just click on purchase price and then hit the save button. So now we have just created a purchase journal, trade agreement journal, and you can also see on the top there is option called trade agreement journals. Now click on trade agreement journal. So this will generally show the posted records. So currently there are no posted records. I'll just go to all, and so now here I can see the trade agreement journal which we have created. Now if I hit the save button, a trade agreement journal number will be created automatically that is based on the number sequence. So now I can add the lines which I want to be for which I want to configure the price right over here by clicking on lines. Then you can see a line is added. So we'll go through this one by one. So first is a party code type. The party code type defines what kind of vendor selection which you want, the account selection you want. So if it is all, it is going to be applicable for all the vendors. If I select a group, then it is going to be applicable for the vendor groups. Or if I select the table, then you have the option to select specific vendors from the list. So we are going to create this purchase price agreement for the vendor Skybag. So I select the Skybag, and product code type is directly related to your item relation. So product code type is it is actually the same logic, whether it's going to be for all or for specific item groups or for a specific item. So we are going to create this for a specific item, right? So I have also created an item already. So this is the item, product number 123121. And also, if you want, you can configure the based on the product dimensions and storage dimensions, because I have enabled the site and warehouse for the purchase price. So that's the reason I am getting it over here. Probably I will also show you another duplicate tab so that you'll also know why we are getting site and warehouse over here, why not location. So if I go to the uh, product information management, products, release products, and then inside the release products, I will select the item. Yeah, so this is the item. So now here inside the product dimension and storage dimension group, so even though we have the storage dimension group site, warehouse, and location, but in the trade agreement we have the provision only to update the site and warehouse and not the location. That is because if I get into the storage dimension group, you can see against the site and warehouse we have enabled for purchase is active. For purchase is active only for site and warehouse, and for location we have not enabled. So D365 is considering the configuration which we have in the storage dimension, and based on which it is bringing the dimensions in the trade agreement journal, right? So you need, if you want, you can give the batch number, and also we are not doing it right now. let's say for 0 to 10,000, my price is actually $0.15. And I'm going to create one more line. Uh, I'll create the same. Yeah, sorry. So now I'll assign the same vendor. Then I'm going to tag the same item, and then the site and is going to be the same. And this time I'm going to give the quantity from 10,001 to 20,000. I'll tell you later on why I am giving a configuration like this, but this time since I'm going for a higher quantity, vendor is trying to give me a discount, and the discounted price is 0.12 and it is not 0.15. And also you can configure the details. This trading journal is applicable from date and to date. You can give any specific price charges which is applicable, and this is applicable for one unit. And discount percentages are applicable when we actually select the line discount and multi-line discount. Currently we are just giving the purchase price, so that's why these are disabled. And if you want, you can give lead time, maybe lead time as 10 days or whatever it is, you can give it. And also if you want, you can give the find next. The find next option is also whenever you do the discounting of figures, based on which it will take the appropriate next option. And also now you will see that since I have enabled the find next, whenever we give the quantities appropriate within the limit, the system will take the appropriate price. Okay, so you can also validate the lines, all lines, but I'm sure we should not have any errors. But it is always a best practice to validate all the lines before posting, and then you need to click on post. So this journal is posted now, so you can see this is posted. But the one more setup which is actually important is you need to activate the price discount. So the path is price discount, activate price discount. So you need to make sure that for the under the price FOSS tab, so there we have four FOSS tabs, right, which are basically controlling the total discount, multi-line discount, and line discount. Just make sure that you enable the site vendor at item level, because we have given the configuration for item specific to a vendor, not on vendor group or all vendors. So make sure that you activate this item. And generally for your trade agreement journals, all these are activated if you want to have the prices need to be fetched from trade agreement. So this is one more setup. Just make sure that this is enabled. So we talked about the trade agreement setup, and we also created a trade agreement journal. Now it's time for us to create a purchase order, right? So I'll go to, yeah, we are already in procurement and sourcing module. So all purchase orders. Now I need to create a purchase order for the vendor Skybag. So I will create a purchase order for vendor Skybag, and the warehouse is 24, site is 2. Then I'm just disabling activate change management. This is not required. Then I'll hit the OK button. And now here I need to copy the item. So this is the item for which we have created the trade agreement journal. So now if I scroll right, you can see the price has already fetched from the trade agreement. For one quantity, it is actually 0.15. So we have configured that from 0 to 10,000. So which means system actually takes up to 999. The price is 0.15. But the moment if I change it to 10,000, see the price it has fetched as $7. I'll tell you what is the reason. But if I change the price to 10,001, the unit price it has taken correctly based on our trade agreement, which is in which we have given actually. I'll also open the trade agreement. You can also open it from the release products. Release products. If you go to purchase, view trade agreement. So that is also another way of looking at the trade agreement. So there are a lot of trade agreements already created for this item. Um, yeah. Skybag, yeah. So this is the account. So you can see for this, I will filter it for the vendor 006. So for this vendor, we have two lines which we have created right now, right? So system actually consider whatever the two quantity you gave, system is not going to consider this value. System has actually taken from 0 to 9999, that is 9,999. The price is going to be this. And from 10,001 to 19,999, the price is going to be 0.12. So system is not going to consider the final figure in the two value, right? So that is the important point to note here. So system has taken for once if I give 10,000, system has actually taken unit price as 7, but we are curious where this has taken, right? So primarily it has taken the price from the released products under purchase first tab. I'll just open the item. Under purchase first tab, um, you see the price is actually 7. So system has taken it from over here. So if I change it to 12 and I hit the save button and then I'll go back, sorry, we have the purchase order in other tab. So now if I change it to 10,001, the price is actually taken 0.12 based on our trade agreement. But if I change it to 10,000, system will take it unit price as 12. So it has primarily taken from our purchase price in release products, right? So basically the hierarchy is first the system will check for the purchase agreements and then trade agreements, and then it is going to check the price which is available in the release products in the purchase for tab. So this is the hierarchy in which it is going to fetch the prices in your purchase orders. Also, the last point which I want to discuss with you guys is you can so at any point in time we should know whether the price has been fetched from trade agreement or purchase agreement or whatever it may be, right? So in order to do that, in order to check that, I would say if you go to purchase order lines and under view section, you have a option called price details. Just go inside the price details and it will give you the breakup of the total base price discount. If you have given line discount or multi-line discount, those discounts are also going to come over here. So you will have a clear track of the details. And right now you can see the price is not fetched from the trade agreement, and also it has not fetched from the agreement ID. But otherwise, the agreement ID of the purchase will be over here. So that's the reason we are unable to view it over here. But the thing is, if I go and modify this price value to 10,001, now the price is actually fetched from the trade agreement journal which we have created. Now, once again, if I go back to purchase order lines, then click on price details. So now you can see the relation in the trade agreement. See, under trade agreement, previously it was blank. Now system is telling us the price is actually coming from the trade agreement um, based on the range of this quantity, right? And if some point in time, if you don't want the users to view the price details, then in the procurement and sourcing parameter under price section, if you disable this, enable price details, if you disable this, I will hit the save button. And once again, if I go back to all purchase orders and then I'll open the same purchase order, and now the user will not be able to view the price details. Under view section, you see now the price details is not visible to the end user, right? So this is how generally we create a trade agreement journal, and we saw how to post the trade agreement journal. First, we saw the setups and how to create purchase trade agreement journal. Similarly, you can create it for the sales orders also, and then you can enable or disable the pricing details, which can be viewed by the end user who is actually raising the purchase order, right? So that's it for today's video. So if you want to get regular updates, please do follow my profile. Hope to see you in another interesting topic tomorrow. Thank you.